Floss Tube. This is my 9th video. This is Leslie from Under the Sea Fabrics. Hopefully this is a pretty quick video. I say that, but I've only got 15 or 20 minutes to do it for husband and the kids to get home, and it gets crazy around here like it normally does. I also only have a few minutes before the washer stops, and I got, fabric that needs to go out on the line. So first, most of what I have to show you is actually fully finished objects. I had a bunch of them in my last video, but I forgot to show them. So now I get to show all of them. Let me see. First, I got Azalea Pixie back. Isn't she cute? I had the wings chopped off. My friend Karen from Meridian Designs helped me with the redoing her sore arms on her hip, and no wings and no fluff balls, no buds, the azalea buds. She's stitched on Emerald Grotto from Under the Sea Fabrics. I think probably Opal Belfast. It's definitely Opal and it's definitely linen, but I think it's Belfast, not Cashel. My next one, this is a big one for me, and I didn't stitch it. Big thank you to Andrea. She stitched it for me. This is the model for my logo. This is the logo for my business for Under the Sea Fabrics. I will release this as a chart. I was planning to do it this summer, but we found out early last week that we were moving, and I don't see myself getting it to the printer and getting it sorted in time before we move. So I'm just not planning to do it until after we move. I was hoping to do it this summer, and then we got orders, and now it's like, well, we got to start planning where I'm going to move. We're taking a week to go to San Antonio to go house hunting. It just isn't going to happen. The next one I got back was my Salem Remembered. Let's see if I can stretch it back, because the full effect for this is the frame, really. Oh, no! Sorry! My tablet fell over. Okay, Salem Remembered. It's on Autumn Edinburgh from Under the Sea Fabrics with the called for silks. My framer is amazing, and he made it into the shape of a coffin. I was told it's tacky and disrespectful. Maybe it is, but I'm planning for this to be a Halloween piece and only displayed at Halloween, so I wanted it to be a little ghoulish. Call me tacky. What can I say? The next one I got back is Beneath the Sunlit Sky. It's on Buttercup Opal Belfast, and I changed the colors and made it super bright. This is the Blackbird designs. My secret stitcher from last year, Pam, gave me the chart. So, and look, I added a little mermaid to it because, well, I like mermaids so much. As you can tell by what's behind me on the wall. So I am super happy with this. My framer picked a really great frame, and I asked her to leave it so that a lot of the fabric was showing, because I love the fabric, and she just did an amazing job. Next thing I'm going to show you, this is a little different. It is a clock. It sits and hangs. It is a functioning clock. I stitched the Death Star. The Death Star is by, let me look at my DJ Stitches. I found it on Etsy, and it's just stitched on Black Belfast. I think this is the first time in years since I started my business that I have stitched on something that's not my fabric. Aside from a round robin or two. But most of the time I stitch on my own fabric, so. And then last but not least, I love this. Get cracking. I love this. I cannot express how happy. I loved every single stitch I put into this. I used all the called for silks, except there was one called Blue Heron. It was a Gloriana that I switched out for, it's called Faded Ink or India Ink. Faded Ink from Silk and Colors. So it was just, instead of a light blue gray, I went with a dark blue gray, which actually made my mermaid have dark skin. But I love this. This is on Opalescent Newcastle. So it's sparkly. Looking Glass. It's called Looking Glass. Looking Glass is my favorite fabric. I've showed off several things on Looking Glass. I have more to do on Looking Glass. It's just my favorite. Alright. Now, let me get into my whips. I only have 2 to show you because I've only worked on 2. Oh, I should say, I have another finish. It was Octopus Treasure Cave. I was working on it last time. It was a whip. But I gave it to my framer. So I won't get it back for a few more weeks. So I'll show it when I get it back. So this is Sea Hag from Plum Street. I'm changing the colors from a greenish and brown tone to a blue and gray tone to kind of go with the fabric I chose. I'm almost done with the ship. Believe it or not, the ship has been the most tedious part of it. Just filling in those sails felt like they took forever. But now that they're done, I said once the ship was finished, I would officially be at like the halfway point on that. So I'm super glad to be done with the ship. Just got to finish the 3 little flags at the top, and then I can move back to the words. And once I'm on the words, I mean, it'll go. It's super fast. So hopefully I'll finish that in the next week or 2. And my other whip is Beaded Peacock Tile from Chatelaine. It's on Looking Glass. Opal shell, so it's 28 count. I have 1 fully clothed peacock and 1 naked one waiting for his beads. Now I know that the big colorful peacocks are the males, but I don't care because I have 2 pairs of peacocks. I'm naming them, and this one's Guinevere, that one's Lancelot. I haven't named the bottom 2 yet because I haven't stitched them yet, but I don't know, I spent the whole time I was stitching her calling her Guinevere, so that's her name. And that's all on my whips because I've just only worked on those 2 things. I have a round robin I really need to pull out and work on, but I don't think I will actually get to it until after. We're going to San Antonio in 2 weeks. The last week of the month to go house hunting, and I don't think I'll actually start it until I get back. So now I do have stash. Number 1, I have to give you all, the whole Floss Tube universe, a huge thank you, but especially one to Natasha for finding someone who had the Mystic Sampler that was willing to sell it to me. I'm so excited. So now I have Mystic, Halloween, and Hoodoo Voodoo, and I plan to stitch them as a triptych. Again, probably won't happen until after I move, but I'm just super glad not to be searching for it. She also had the Earth Sampler, so I went ahead and took that one too. I don't love it as much. I don't know what I was expecting. I don't know. I got this cute little Lizzie cake when I went down to Kentucky to spend a week with my friend, or a weekend with my friend Andrea, and her boyfriend Andy and my husband get along, and they play board games and geek out and do guy stuff. So, you know, they drink bourbon and do guy stuff, and I drink beer and stitch. So that's how it works out. And I went to her LNS with her, and they had this cute, I've seen this before. She actually had it cheaper than anywhere I'd seen, so I just went ahead and bought it. I'm not going to finish it into this purse. I really don't know what I'm going to do with it. I almost just bought it for the Little Mermaid, so that when I want to do things like where I put a mermaid in that other sampler, I've got a variety of little tiny mermaids in different counts. Next thing, I bought this Bothy Threads kit. It's beautiful. I mean, I like that it's a mermaid. I didn't know what to expect. I bought it with it kind of came with the Pull Stitches fabric, which is pretty. I'll throw that in my stash. But it came with all this like metallic thread and sequins and stuff, and I got it and I was like, that's a lot more than I thought. I thought it was just going to be black. So, I don't know when I'm going to get to it, but it's pretty enough. This one made me super sad. So I've been searching for Octagon Peacock. I've got a handful of Justinian patterns, like peacock patterns. And this was the only one I hadn't found yet. But I bought it from an estate sale on eBay. So the lady who had it before me had it almost all the way stitched. No, it made me sad when I saw it, or when I got it. I'm like, oh, she stitched most of it, but I don't know. I will probably send this as a passive pay it forward later as a giveaway once I finish the chart, because I'm going to stitch it on the same. I've got all my peacock charts on Looking Glass, so I want to put it on Looking Glass, and I'm only doing the part, this, I'm not making it into like the sewing kit like it says. I'm just going to do this part to hang with my so I will probably send this as a pass it forward if anyone wants it, but in the chart. But it made me sad when I saw it, when it came, and I was like, oh, she almost had it done. I bought this when we were at when I was at Andrea's L&S in Kentucky. It's called Needle Nest in Shelbyville. I like Michelle Ink designs. I've got Quaker Gontropic in the works, and then I'm a big fan of Edgar Allan Poe, so I liked this one. My next one is another primitive needle. It's called Her Wicked Best. I bought this more for Andrea, but I like the little pillow that came with it. The little pillow chart. So I might do that and then pass that on to Andrea, because she collects witches. The last thing I bought, the last chart I bought when we were out with Andrea is this one. I'd never seen it before, from Earth Threads. But it says, a ship is a breath of romance that carries us miles away, and a book is a ship of fancy that could sail on any day. So I like to read, and I like nautical samplers, so I really like this. Plus it had mermaids in it. My only issue is it's got this weird little sailor guy, and I don't like him very much. So I might just leave him off and redesign, like rearrange the sails on the boat so it's just the sails. And that's all the patterns I got. I bought a lot of thread. Y'all know me, that's my thing. I'm a bit of a flostitute. First I got my thread of the month from Eric at the Ship's Manor. It's this really pretty red, white, and blue silk. I ordered two, so I get two skeins, and it came with a little guitar charm. And I love his silk so much that I told him whenever he came up with new colors, just add them in with my silk of the month. So I got Chimney Sweep, which is a nice dark gray. Half Acre, which is a reddish brown. Orchard House, which is a nice pink. Sun Shower, that is a gorgeous yellow. And the last one is called Betsy Ross, and it's another red, white. It's a little different than the other one, but it's another red, white, and blue. This one's a lot more vibrant than the other one is. Really, in person. Seeing it in person makes a difference. I think I've already got a plan for Sun Shower. I think that's really pretty. So, when I get to it. I also got my monthly bits from my mystery bits from Stitching Bits and Bobs. So it came with, what's this called? Wind Whistle Cottage from Silken Colors. This is really pretty. Fairy Quilt Cottage from Silken Colors. I love this. I'm gonna have to find a monochromatic to use for that one. Elizabethan Green, however you say it, from Gloriana, and Milk Chocolate from Gloriana. And then I also asked her to throw in some Silken Color, or some Splendor Rainbow Gallery threads, but specifically Splendor and Silk Lame braid and Petite Church braid. So these are the Splendors that she sent me. This is the Petite Silk Lame braid. If you ever get the chance to use this stuff, do it. It is so nice to work with. And it gives just like a subtle, like, glitter. Just not like glitter. Not like Krennic is like, it's just subtle sheen. And then Petite Silk Lame Bride. And then this one is really interesting. I've never seen this one before. Petite Treasure Braid. Super bright and colorful. I don't know what I will use it for, but it's pretty. I'll probably use it eventually. And then, what else do I have in here? One more thing. There it is. So the last thing I have, when I went down to visit Andrea, that's how all these stories seem to start today. She took me, she has a needlepoint store there called M's Canvas House. And while I don't needlepoint, I can do counted needlepoint. But I mostly just don't needlepoint. But I like needlepoint threads. So I like to use the different fibers. Specifically, I love Petite Silk Lame, like I just showed you. And they carry the entire line. So I bought a ton of Silk Lame braid. So I love this color. I don't know why I bought 3 cards of it. I must have really liked it. Honestly, this happened last month, and I'm just now taking them out of the bag because when I go shopping, I put it all aside. Like, can't play with it until I show it off on the Floss Tube. So I don't let myself play with it very much. And then I also got these 3 colors. Those are also Silk Lame braid. And then I also bought some Petite Treasure braid because I like working with it more than Krennic. So I got purple. More purple. I've used this color in a couple of things. I have a plan to eventually do an Ursula conversion of one of the Mirabilia mermaids because I like Ursula so much, and this will be perfect for that. I think I thought both of these would be perfect for that, which is why I got 2 cards, just so that I could play with colors. I have enough. And then I bought this to exchange for the Krennic in my Aphrodite mermaid. So it's slightly brighter than the Krennic is, which I like because I'm making her a little brighter. And it's also, because it's Petite Treasure braid, a little bit easier to work with. And the very last thing I have to show you is I have a new tin. A new needle tin from Kim. Clay by Kim on Etsy. She doesn't, this is the first time she's done peacock feathers. I requested them to go, I requested one, she doesn't do customs, but I requested a peacock tin to go with my, all my peacock charts, because I seem to have a ton of them right now that I want to work on. Right now I have needles in it, but I might, because I'm working on the beaded peacock tile, I might put some tape in the bottom of this. I have not decided which I'm going to keep in there. And I think that is it. Let me check my notes. Yep. That's it. So, thank you, Floss Tube. I'm sorry this video is so late. I keep saying I'm going to try to do it right after I release the color for Fabric of the Month. But this week, it's just crazy. I've got so many orders and just so much going on and so much. You can see I'm even wearing my dye clothes. But we have to start getting ready to move. So we're going to start, we're flying to San Antonio to go house hunting. And the kids are going to spend a couple of weeks with my parents. And my best friend, Julie, is coming in to spend a week, which I'm super excited about. But, you know, I never get work done when she's here, even though I try. And I've got so many sale orders, and I just have so much going on. So, for those of you whose orders are a little late, you know, I'm really sorry. I'm trying not to do that, but I'm just... I mean, this is the first, I sat down for 20 minutes to do this video, and I feel like it's the first time I've sat down in weeks. I tend to work until after dinner, and then it's like, okay, you gotta sit down and stitch. Joel's pretty good about making me sit down and stitch, because if I don't, I'm apparently crabby and not a good person to live with. Which I get. I guess I could see how I would get crabby if I'm
don't get my stitch time in. So I try to stitch an hour every night, but other than that, that's my only free time. Both of my boys were in 4-H, and my husband and I both took on a 4-H advisor position this year. Won't be doing that again. Not just because we're moving, but because it was stressful, and all the kids judged Friday and Saturday, thank God. So we've got 2 of our kids are going on to state and 2 are back up, so that's awesome. Out of the 7 or 8 that competed, but still, it was just, judging was a mess. It was just trying to get them to finish projects. It was just a busy last few months, and it's just going to get worse all the way up until we move and get settled. But what you gonna do about it? Not much, I guess, really. Just kind of work with it. Congratulations to Jessie Marie. She got married. I'm happy for you. And to Trixie Stitches, got a cat. I don't like cats. She likes him. He seems to like her husband more than her, but that's the way cats are. They're annoying. They like the people they're not supposed to like and hate the people they're supposed to love the best. I don't know. So, congrats on the new cat. And I really think that's about it. So, yeah, I did that really fast. So, sorry it was such a quick video and I was talking so fast, but, I've got to go move stuff around and get ready to go to trivia. So, have a nice evening, everybody.